getting more customers or new customers are harder to convert than customers that are already, like Mina said, at checkout, that if you can get them to add one more thing to their cart, you're going to make more money on that one customer than you trying to go get someone new. Welcome to the Product Boss Podcast, where we're dedicated to helping product-based business owners turn into revenue-generating, successful, happy product bosses. I'm Jacqueline Snyder.
And I'm Mina Kunlo-Sitep. Together through digital courses, coaching, and masterminds, we've helped over 50,000 students from startup to multi-million-dollar businesses scale their sales while blending in their dream life.
It gets lonely out there in the product business world. We fully believe a business shouldn't be built alone. There's room at the top for all of us.
So let's get scrappy and creative together, Product Boss, to be profitable, make more sales, and grow your visibility.
Are you ready? Let's dive in.
Hey friends, it's podcast recommendation time. One of our absolute favorite podcasts is Online Marketing Made Easy, hosted by the incredible Amy Porterfield.
And I'm so glad to say that we're friends with her. And this is true that we never miss an episode. She has been someone that we've looked up to for so long. And she's been one of our biggest inspirations on our business journey. So we know you are going to love her podcast as much as we do.
Most definitely. Our favorite part about Amy is that she is not only just so inspiring and so relatable, but she also breaks down big ideas and strategies into actionable, doable, step-by-step processes to get you results without all that needed stress, which you know that we love.
Yes. And then plus, in one of her most recent episodes, Amy dives into why she shows up online as 100% herself, where she shares her authenticity in the digital world and what you can do to stay true to yourself. Now, she was also on our podcast last month, so make sure to listen to her because she's just released her new book. So Mina and I believe that staying true to yourself is one of your greatest superpowers, and this episode really reinforces that belief.
It's so good. Listen to the Online Marketing Made Easy wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey friends, and we are back. And this is going to be quite a fun tactical workshop style episode for you, because one of the biggest things that we get questions of, and now we know that our program Multi-Stream Machine is the thing that's going to help you overall with this. But people typically are asking, well, how do I raise my revenue, right? My sales are low. I don't make a lot of sales. You know, a lot of people when we were in our challenge had said their average order value, like what an average customer buys, might be $15 or $20, right? Some people had higher $50, $80, depends on what you sell and how you sell it. But they typically were saying it feels daunting, let's say, to get to $2,000 a month because the few sales that they get have such low order values that it feels almost impossible sometimes for them to think, like, how do I ever scale or grow this business?
Yeah, it's a big question, right? Like, how do I increase my revenue? Well, we're going to give you a really quick micro action. Okay.
Yeah, a nice tactical way of doing this.
A quick micro action that you can, what is the piece of data that you should look at that you can tweak that will give you immediate results? And then that micro action will be followed by another micro action, right? That's how we work our students through Multi-Stream Machine. So the what's the micro action and what's the piece of, what should they be looking at, Jacqueline, that they could do right now that would immediately increase their revenue?
Well, the first thing I wanted to say is they should follow this show. So if you haven't done so already, follow the Product Boss wherever you're listening to podcasts, whether it's on Spotify, Apple, wherever it is in the world. Go ahead and follow our show. Also, if you wouldn't mind leaving us a review, if you find these podcasts helpful, and share it with another entrepreneur that you might know. Mina and I are constantly sharing episodes back and forth in text message. It makes it so easy. We're like, oh my goodness, listen to this episode. So that's number one, because you're going to start to generate revenue by listening to the show, by getting the new episodes we do 2 a week, because we're always trying to give you tactical advice. But the second thing, that the whole point of this episode is to raise your average order value. So your average order value is the thing that is, like we said, it's the average that people spend with you. And if you can get them to spend a little bit more with you, then you are going to see your sales and your revenue start to climb. and you don't need more customers to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're already there at your checkout, let's just say, right? They're already checking out. It's just like, would you like fries with that? It's like, did you want to grab, would you like a drink with that? All those different things of, hey, let's get them to spend a little bit more and bring my average up. That is something that we could all do. And we can also train our staff, or let's say that you have a helper or something at a trade show. That is something that you could absolutely train them to do. So when they're checking that person out and you could say, oh, okay, great. Would you like to add our super popular coffee beans to that? Or our grinder or wick trimmer, whatever it is, that instantly is something that you, my friend, don't have to do all by yourself, but you can train somebody to do it, and it reaps instant results from your customer.
Yeah, because when you do the math and you think about what your average order value is, let's just do this because we had done this live with people. But should we go for $1,000 more a month or 2,000?
Okay,
1,000.
Let's do 1,000 because nice round number.
Okay. So, and I am going to use my calculator. So let's say you want to make an additional, or let's say $1,000 a month is the goal. You want to make an additional goal or whatever it is. And let's say your average order value is $25. You would have to make 40 sales at your average order value of $40. I mean, no, sorry. 40 sales at $25 to hit 1,000. 40 sales, 10 sales a week. Okay. This is the way we back into this. And we go, okay, 10 sales a week. How do I make an additional 10 sales a week to add $1,000 to my business? Now, let's up the order value. Let's say we get 10 more dollars and it's now $35. So $1,000, divide that by $35. And now you only have to make 28 and a half sales. Let's divide that by 4. Now it's only about 7 sales a week, right? So when you start to think about this, if you could raise your cart value by just $10, let's say, then you're going to you do not need to acquire more customers to sell them another $25 worth of stuff, because getting more customers or new customers are harder to convert than customers that are already, like Mina said, at checkout, that if you can get them to add one more thing to their cart, you're going to make more money on that one customer than you trying to go get someone new.
Yeah, I love this, right? Because even we teach our students in multi-stream machine, we teach them on so many platforms. So in person, Amazon, wholesale, direct to customer on their websites, right? And when they're initially looking through their numbers, they find their best sellers and they see what that is. They also need to find what their average order value is, because that makes it really clear that, if I can just raise this and I know I'm profitable, then it only makes logical sense. We all know this simple math, that if I raise this average order value and I've already tracked what Jacqueline and Mina told me, that I've double checked that I'm profitable according to their pricing module, and I know what my best sellers are, I'm going to raise the average order value using what they taught me with best sellers, right? So that is another really great way to do it, is everything that we've taught you in best sellers, which is in the modules, it might be like creating bundles around your bestseller, right? Or offering mystery gifts with your, when they buy your bestseller or whatever it is. We teach so many different things in there, but it's based off your bestseller. And that way, you know that if I can just increase that, that's a sure thing that I'm going to be getting more revenue. And it's really easy to wrap your mind around too. Like Jacqueline just did the math on that, where it's like, okay, now I only need to make 7 sales a week. I can make 7 sales a week. And then it just is like, it feels easier. It feels less daunting and overwhelming.
Hey, Mina, do you ever wish there was an easier way to keep track of all the things going on in our business than using spreadsheets?
Absolutely. I would love to have an all-in-one platform that keeps track for us rather than having to search through our Google Drive all the time.
Yeah, because we can't find anything in our Google Drive, nor can we really work spreadsheets. So that is exactly what HubSpot offers. With HubSpot CRM, you receive real-time data at your fingertips so your teams stay in sync across the customer journey. You can build better content, generate more conversions, and get the context you need to create amazing experiences for your teams and your customers at scale, all from one powerful platform.
That sounds like a dream.
Yes, it's why more than 150,000 companies already use HubSpot CRM to run their businesses better.
Plus, I've heard that HubSpot's user-friendly interface sets you up for success from day one, so you can spend less time managing software and more time on what matters most, your customers.
100%. So listen, there's no better time to get organized. Get started for free at HubSpot.com today. Hey friends, are you unsure of what to say on social media or what to even send in your weekly emails? Well, what if creating content could be easy? Would you be looking for a shortcut to creating consistent content? Yes, consistent content, because you know consistency is key. Well, let me tell you, you are not alone when you feel like you're struggling on what to post or what to write in emails. And we know that you have that product part of your business down. But as you're listening to this podcast, you probably already know that to get more people to your products, to buy your products, you need to create great content. Oh, I know. I keep saying content, and that's the dreaded C word. And we can't tell you how many product bosses tell us that they want to create great content for their audience and their customers, but they don't know what to say, or they are so busy they can't find the time, or they really, really, really don't want to be the face of their brand. Well, no worries, because that's exactly why we created A Year of Content. It is your shortcut to creating consistent content that resonates with your audience and brings more loyal customers who can't wait to buy your products. If you want to see how easy this is and how easy it is to create content for your audience and your customers, head to www.ayearofcontent.com. So let me give you some tactical examples. One thing is I've just hired an assistant that works from my house, which is kind of amazing. But this is how I know that she's like hired and staying on for a while.
I hope she's not listening right now.
Not this very second, but she did a really good job because she ordered some stuff that we're shipping out to somebody, and she ordered a jar of something, and there were 2 jars, and I was like, "Oh, you ordered 2 jars?" And she's like, "Well, I decided to order 2 jars because if I only ordered one, the same price of shipping was going to be the same price for that other jar." So she's like, I added the second jar to the order because then we didn't have to pay for shipping, and now we have 2 things, right? I think she still had to pay a little bit of extra money. So one of the ways to raise an average order value is to offer free shipping with minimum checkout amounts. That gets people, they would rather buy something from you than pay for shipping. And I was like, yep, that's exactly what you and I would have done. And she did the right thing, right? Another example is shout out to Greg of Lodestone Candles. We talk about him often, but when I went to shop his candles on his website, so all of you go buy from him and then you get to go through his process, but you have to buy from him, is that I bought candles, I checked out, and at the end of my checkout, it said, but wait, would you like to add on these custom these matches? I think it was a big box of matches. And I was like, it was a discounted price for matches if I just were to throw them in my cart originally. I was like, yes, I will. And he made an additional $10 for me on matches because it was like I was in the buying mode. I had my credit card already in. I didn't have to do it again. And I was like, those matches would be really helpful. Thank you for that offer. So that's an upsell, for example. So there's minimum threshold of shipping, and that's an upsell. So those are just 2 of the many ways that we teach our students in MSM how to.
I have a quick example too. Yeah. So this was just this morning. So my daughter's birthday is coming up. She's turning 8. She wants to go to the zoo. So we're going to have a safari party. So today I went onto Amazon to find safari goods, So I saw this one that was like a bunch of vests that were so cute. They were like for little kids, a little safari hat, a little compass, and some binoculars, right? So it was pretty expensive. Like I'm talking like eight little kid party favors, and it ended up being like a total of like $53. I didn't do the math. So nobody's doing the math here. Your customers usually aren't. But I was like, 8? That's not nearly enough. So I went and found the 12 one, right? So that just gives an example of this person over here was selling just simply 8 of them. And I tried to buy it from the same person because I wanted those specific like colorings on the little vest. they didn't sell the 12-person version. So I had to go to somebody else, right? And I had to actually curate it together because I was like, ooh, I actually want canteens and all these little different things. So even that, right? Even how you sell, could you get them to buy 100? Could you get them to buy 200? Like I know we think that people don't need an ungodly amount of all these things, but you better believe they do, right? There's people that do. So
well, Jaleesa is a perfect example. So Jaleesa is a brand new multi-stream machine student. And she said that when she joined, she did a couple things on her Etsy site and she just started making sales instantly that night. And it's because she leaned into her bestseller. But the thing that she did is she sells beaded bracelets and they're like $1 each. So she could sell people 5 of them or she can sell people 200 of them.
But they were 12 for individual. It was only $1 when you bought at least 100.
Right. So she is selling left and right 100 and 200 packs of these bracelets, for example. And the thing is that let's say she had her own website. She could say like, buy more, save more, right? Would you like to add on this stack? Would you like to, let's say they bought 100. Would you like to add on 50 additional in like the most popular color of pink or black? So there are these other ways of doing upsells, bundles, cross sells, getting people to spend more. So if you want more help with this, I invite you to join the waitlist for Multi-Stream Machine at multistreammachine.com because this is what we teach inside. We teach you how to raise your average order value. We teach you how to sell more. We teach you how to make more revenue without having to find more customers. And I hope that these were some helpful tips.
Yeah. So make sure you click on the link. That's going to be the micro action that we leave you all with. Click on the link in the show notes and go sign up for the Multi-Stream Machine waitlist. Let it be the thing that helps you and equip yourself with little things like this that make it easier for you to make more money. So we'll see you in the next episode, everybody, and we'll see you hopefully a Multi-Stream Machine as well. Talk to you soon.
Thank you for being here and listening all the way through the Product Boss podcast. If you love our show and it has helped you in any way in your business, would you mind doing 2 things for us? Subscribe to the show so you never miss an episode and leave us a review. Reviews help other product entrepreneurs know that this is the place to be to grow their businesses and realize that they're not alone. And we know that you all know that a 5-star and honest review helps you sell more products to more people. So you know that your reviews help us reach more listeners around the world. Remember, what we give is what we receive, and we are all about helping each other in the Product Boss community. We are all in this together. We would be so appreciative of you if you could take the time right now to subscribe, leave a review, and even share this episode on social or someone you know so we can impact more lives. And remember, subscribing means that you will get notified each time we release a new episode so you never miss a thing. You have helped us grow and climb into the top 10 of all marketing podcasts, and together we can keep climbing. Thank you, friends. And remember, there is room at the top for all of us.